Hello and welcome to this overview of our course syllabus for instructional methods for adult learners. I've posted this in VoiceThread because I want everybody to ask at least one question about the syllabus. It's so easy to not ask questions in the online setting, and I really want to encourage question asking, and so here I'm actually going to mandate some question asking. So as you're listening to this overview, if any questions arise in your brain, just jot them down, and then you'll be able to have something to post when you get to the end. So as you know, we're at Seattle U. We are in the College of Education. This is winter 2016. And I've got my desk information there, but I won't actually be going to the college campus. If you'd like to meet me on campus, I'm happy to meet you there. You're also welcome to meet me in my regular daytime office at Seattle Central College if you happen to be in the Seattle area. Otherwise, I'm happy to meet people by appointment through Skype or however, just by phone, however you'd like to meet. I'm happy to meet with you. If you ever would like to do that. So do let me know if you'd like to meet during the quarter. And, you know, even after the quarter is over, every term I end up meeting with former students on various things. So feel free to not only keep up our connections during class, but even afterwards. So, as you know, this is a class about teaching adults. We'll talk about some learning styles and some learning theories. And for many of you, the learning theories that we're going to talk about will be a repeat of things you've learned in other classes. For some of you, it'll be new. It just depends on how far through the program you are. So if you are someone who is already really familiar with Kolb's learning cycle, please help your peers who are struggling through the Kolb learning cycle. If you already really get UDL, please help your peers to really get UDL, because those are the main things we're going to talk about this quarter. We also are focusing, I want to say, not only on adult learning, but adult face-to-face learning. So we're not going to be talking, even though this is an online class, we're not going to be talking about online instruction, even though that is an area in which I am an expert. So if you have questions about online instruction and hybrid instruction, and you would like me to expound on those things, I am happy to do so. All you need to do is ask me, but that is not the focus of our class, so I won't be focusing on those types of things in our regular coursework. I'm not going to be reading this to you. I just want to point out some highlights. The course rationale is that you need to learn how to teach. It's not enough to be able to know about teaching, but actually getting out there and teaching. Many of you are already active teaching practitioners, and that's fabulous. Some of you are new to it. And even some people who've been teaching for years, the information that we cover in this class could be new. And so I think it's really going to be great no matter where you are in your teaching career. We're going to have 4 themes that we'll be focusing on: adults as learners, the learning process and style, teaching for learning, and professional roles and responsibilities. And we'll be tapping in on those things throughout, and I'll also be pulling in outside resources to give you more information about those themes. We have 3 goals. Goal number 1 is to be able to develop instructional plans based on the theories that we talk about. Goal 2 is to be able to implement those instructional plans. So you can make the plan, then you got to go teach the plan. And then finally, you need to reflect on that plan and its teaching and see how it went and use that reflection to make the next time even better. Unfortunately, as part of this class, you'll have that next time, and then you'll reflect on that as well, and just getting into a cycle of reflection. The instructional methods, it's a seminar style class, and I'm going to try to pull in as many different ways for you to engage in this course as I can think of. If you have additional ideas about ways that we can engage, feel free to share those with me, and I'm happy to incorporate those into the class as I can. I'm bringing my knowledge, but I want you to bring your knowledge. We'll all be learning from each other as we go through the course, and I think that's what makes it really fun and exciting. It's important for you to remember 3 things that I've got highlighted here. You need to be an active member of the class, and when I say you need to be an active member, I want you to be online and visible in the class most of the days of the week. You don't have to be here every single day, but most of the days of the week, I want to be able to see some evidence that you were there, a reply to a peer, a posting of some assignment, something that lets me know that you're engaging in this class. And the more consistent you are with that, like, getting on every other day or every weekday, the more you can be consistent about the way you post and not trying to cram it all into the last few hours of the week. The more you'll feel engaged with the class and the more people will be able to engage well with you. Doing the reading, this is a graduate level course, and so there's lots of reading to be done. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Being an active member, doing a lot of the reading. I'll have assigned readings. For the most part, all the readings will be assigned readings. Occasionally, I'll add some articles that I see that look interesting from either the week's news or that I had gathered from previous quarters, and just that will give some context to what we're studying that week. So some added readings, but and as well the reading for your topic group. You'll have a book that you'll be covering. So lots of reading, but it's not an overwhelming amount of reading, and I think it's fairly interesting reading. It shouldn't be dry, so hopefully the reading will go quickly. And this is a graduate level course, and so I expect you to engage in higher level thinking. It's not enough to just sort of spout back things to me, and if you are struggling with that, I will hopefully be able to guide you into more complex levels of thinking as is necessary. So I just want to emphasize that it's my goal to help you succeed. I want this class to be a good and successful experience for everybody in it. So we just talked about reading, so let's talk briefly about the text. It's the Brookfield text, The Skillful Teacher. You need the 2015 version because, amazingly, Brookfield added like 8 new chapters to this from the old one. So the old one you will miss out on several things. So you do need to get the new edition of The Skillful Teacher from Brookfield. And Brookfield is certainly an interesting writer, and I think that you'll find the writing lively and thought-provoking. Second book that we will be using is Universal Design for Learning, Theory and Practice. And this book is available for free online, and while you can also get a print copy of that, I'd prefer you didn't. Reading it online is going to be part of the learning experience for us, so we'll talk more about that when we get to it. But please do not buy the print version. Let's just focus on reading the online version of it, which is free and will save you some money. And then we'll also be selecting a topic group, and we'll be doing that as part of our course plan assignment. And you'll have a choice of these 4 groups, and each group will have a separate text. So we'll have a group on collaborative learning, and you'll be reading collaborative learning techniques. You'll have a group on classroom assessment techniques, CATS, and you'll be using the classroom assessment technique handbook. We'll have a group on critical thinking, and you'll be reading a book from Brookfield again, challenging adults to explore alternate ways of thinking and acting. And, developing critical thinkers, and there's the subtitle. And then finally, Blended Learning in Higher Education, a section on blended and hybrid learning by Garrison and Vaughn, favorites of mine. So a recommended reading, if you'd like to do some optional reading, is Tools for Teaching. So those are our texts and reading materials. The course, as you know, since you're here on Canvas, is on Canvas. There's our web address, and everything related to the course will either be in Canvas or accessible through Canvas. You'll never need to go and start off at some other place. We'll be using a couple of other resources, for example, VoiceThread, but they'll also always be directly linked from Canvas to the place you need to go, so you don't have to worry about that. If you have any questions about how to use Canvas, I always recommend you first go to the Canvas guides. which are available from the help link on any page in Canvas. I am also a fairly Canvas expert. I spend a lot of time teaching faculty how to use Canvas and have spoken at Canvas national conferences on the tool. So if you have questions about Canvas, I can help you as well. Anyway, how to submit assignments. They're all submitted in Canvas. You can't email assignments. If you do email me an assignment, I will just ask you to submit it in Canvas. If you're having some sort of technical problem that doesn't allow you to submit on time and you're just emailing it to me to let me know that you've done it in a timely manner, that's fine, but I will ask you to submit it into Canvas for it to be graded. Late passes. So life sometimes gets in the way of learning, and because of that, I like to give people the opportunity to have a late pass, and the late pass gives you 4 extra calendar days to do the work. And you can use a late pass for whatever reason you want or for no reason at all. Maybe you just really need to binge watch your favorite TV show tonight, and that is going to get in the way of you turning in the assignment on time. That's okay. Use a late pass for that. Maybe you had a relative die. Use a late pass for that, or any reason in between. I don't care why you use it. You don't need to let me know. It is your grown-ups, and this is for you to use. So you have 3 late passes, and you can use them at any point in the quarter on any assignment. Now, to request a late pass, you need to send me an email, not a message through Canvas, but an actual email to my Seattle U email address. The reason I ask for an email is because I just add those in a folder and use those to keep track of how many of your late passes that you've used, and it's harder for me to do that, but it's not really possible for me to do that in Canvas. So please just send me an email anytime before the deadline. So everything's due at midnight, so as long as you send it, before 1 minute to midnight, it is timely. 1 minute after midnight, it is too late. Late passes are supposed to be something that you think about in advance and you realize, I am not going to get this turned in on time. It's not for, I forgot I had to do that assignment. I'd better ask for a late pass. That's not what late passes are for. So you think ahead, you realize you're not going to be able to do it. Now, sometimes you think ahead and you think you might not be able to do it, but you're not sure. Go ahead and request the late pass, and then if you discover you can turn it in on time, then do, and I will just delete your late pass request. So it never hurts to ask. So go ahead and ask, even if you are not sure if you'll need it, and we can just delete it if you don't need it. So after you've used your 3 late passes, or if you don't ask for one and you just turn something in late, you'll get a penalty of 10% per day. Let's see. I'm not really a stickler about APA. I'm a lawyer, and the blue book style of citation is very firmly entrenched in my mind. And even though I went through an entire PhD program, it's still hard for me to focus as closely on APA as I do on the Blue Book. So I am not going to be a stickler about that. As long as I can figure out where your content came from, that is really all that's important to me. I know there's other classes where it's more important. This is not one of them. Okay, your schedule of assignments is laid out there, and there'll be separate videos for each and every assignment giving you all the details, so I'm not going to talk about it here. Just see that the assignments are pretty much focused on the second half of the quarter. There's not a whole lot due at the beginning. We're sort of building knowledge and preparing, and then we do at the second part of the quarter. This class, I'm grading complete, incomplete, and really I think that that is sort of the way that people do things, even if they don't fess up to it. At master's level work and PhD level work, we sort of expect you to get it all right. So I've decided I'm not going to play around with you or with the grading. If you do what I asked, you'll get a perfect score. If you don't, I'll ask you to do it again until you get a perfect score. So at the end of the quarter, I anticipate everybody's going to get an A. So just do what is requested and all will be well. It's very straightforward. You have lots of support here at Seattle U. We've got an academic integrity policy you can look up, the grading grievance, a professional conduct policy that you'll want to have a look at. And then here, I'm showing you this syllabus section here in Canvas, and you've got the calendar up here on your left, and then a list of all the assignments and their due dates here at the very bottom of the syllabus. And you can click on any one of these and it'll take you to the assignment and its details. And so the next video you'll probably want to watch is one attached to each of the assignments, and you'll see that linked at the bottom of each assignment. So if you ever are feeling a little confused, there'll always be that option for you to look for more. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions.